Hello, everyone. It gives me great pleasure to welcome you tonight, February 15, 2022, to Black History Program. We really appreciate your presence tonight, and we hope that you will enjoy what has been planned for you. Guest speaker, Mr. Hartley Kinney. Thank you so much for playing that for us. It was really nice, and I do hope that we all enjoyed it. So at this time, Dr. Derrick, I'm in order now. You may present, introduce our next speaker, please.
Wonderful. Thank you very much once again, Lillie Lane. Really appreciate it. You are a super duper hostess. Anyway, this, as I said earlier, before, that really and truly, for those of you that is where snow is, and the snow is falling left, right, and center, and you have to be shoveling snow. This person is one of the best real estate agent you can find in Florida. So if you want a little piece of land, you want a big piece of land, you want it by the river, you want it by the lake, you want it by the sea, wherever you want your little piece of land, just speak with me and I will forward your number to this next presenter, which is, he also has his PhD, because I know he also prays him daily. So he also has that PhD there. And that's Hartley Kenny. It's a man with a heart, and his name says it all. He's a family man. He has a daughter, a lovely daughter, and a beautiful wife. But when you're ready to come and stop battling with that snow, just talk with him and he will assist you with that little piece of land, or if you want a house on the land also, he can assist you with that. But without any further ado, we're going to play another song. We're going to play another song just before his presentation, because it has something, his presentation has something to do with this gentleman in this song.
7 miles of Black Star liners coming in the harbor. 7 miles of Black Star liners coming in the harbor. I can see them coming. I can see hydrants running. I can hear the elders saying, these are the days for which we've been praying. 7 miles of Black Star liners coming in the harbor. 7 miles of Black Star liners coming in the harbor. It's repatriation, black liberation. Yes, the time has come, black man, you're going home. 7 miles of Black Star liners coming in the harbor. 7 miles of Black Star liners coming in the harbor. I can see them coming. I can see hydrants running. I can hear the elders saying, these are the days for which we've been praying. 7 miles of Black Star liners coming in the harbor. 7 miles of Black Star liners coming in the harbor. Marcus Garvey told us, freedom is a must. He told us that the Black Star liners are coming one day for us. 7 miles of Black Star liners coming in the harbor. 7 miles of Black Star liners coming in the harbor. 7 miles of Black Star liners. 7 miles of Black Star liners. 7 miles of Black Star liners coming, 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 coming. For I and I, for I and I, for I and I and I, and I, for I.
Wonderful. I now present Hartley Kenny.
I guess I am new to the Zoomiverse and happy to be here with everybody. Just want to go through a brief exchange, very brief. The question that I have for us at this time is Black history relevant in the 21st century? And that is a question that we all need to look at. Why do we need it? Has the post-racial society been realized? And we'll begin to explore those questions in a little bit in looking at two figures which I wanted for us to look at. One is Marcus Garvey, and two is a gentleman named Vivian Thomas. So I have two problems with Black history. What are my two problems? I believe there is no such thing as Black history. Why? Because there is no such thing as a Black race. See, people define themselves in a geographic and familial terms. And the definition of itself as Black has problems. Because who do you call Black? Many issues with that. So we have to look on a broader scope and not consider ourselves the way other people define us. We are much greater people. We are much more powerful people than we would be led to believe. What's my second problem? My second problem is with Black History Month. I don't believe that there should be a Black History Month. Why? Because the contributions that Africanized people have are far larger than 1 month. You cannot use 1 month to describe the contributions that the Africanized people have made. The very civilization is pinned on these Africanized people. So why one and the shortest month to try to explore things that go way beyond our capacity? And so many of us lock ourselves in a mental slavery in thinking that we're less than, in thinking that we should only get the second best when we own the entire ship. So I ask, how do we see ourselves? Do we lock ourselves into a stereotype? Do we feel that we deserve second best? Do we look at ONPASSIVE as just a little thing for us? Or do we say, this is what I deserve? I deserve to go not only global, I shouldn't be restricted to anything because the Creator says, the earth is the Lord's and the fullness thereof, and He has given me title to this. So within this month that we are given, let us not restrict ourselves to just learning about others in 1 month. Let it be our entire lifetime. Not 1 month, not 2 months, not 3. The entire 12 months should remind us who we are and that we're a strong people. And that has nothing to take away from anybody else, because everybody else looks at themselves greatly. We are the only set of people have been brainwashed into looking at ourselves less than, thinking that we deserve less than. And so it is a thing that we should embrace, and others should embrace us into saying, welcome. You know, there is a term, Dr. Derek, that I think that the definition was terribly done. And it was a movement which said Black Lives Matter. And then the police came out with one and said, well, police lives matter. And then some people said green people's lives matter and gay lives matter. And you missed the boat. So it should have said Black Lives Matter also, because people get this idea that because my life matter, you're saying that I'm not worth it. So we need a change in tone, a change in understanding. We belong here just like anybody else. We are worthy just like anybody else. We are worth it just like anybody else. So we should not get second best. If I pay the same taxes, then I deserve a seat at the table. And so we have to bring ourselves out of this mindset where we are second best and get to the mindset where we deserve the best, because we have a Creator who gave us the best. So let us live in that conscious. So I want us to look on the contribution of these two men. The first, Marcus Garvey. Now, many people think that Marcus Garvey is a Jamaican. Marcus Garvey is not a Jamaican. Marcus Garvey was a Pan-African. His home was Africa. He was born in Jamaica, but he never viewed himself as a Jamaican. He went to Panama. He went to the United States in New York. and he started the UNEA, uh, United Negro Improvement Association. And that was to bring our minds into a portion where we would move up to a level that we were worth it like everybody else, because our minds were so beaten down. And so this was the role that Marcus Garvey tried to bring to simple folk, to say, look, you are worth it. You are worth it. It doesn't matter who you are. It doesn't matter what they say about you. The color of your skin should not relegate you to the second best. And this was the story that Marcus Garvey tried to inculcate in the minds of others. Now, the other things, the problems that Marcus Garvey had was, one, with many detractors, not detractors on the other side, detractors among his own race, because we had W.E.B. Du Bois, who called him the little fat black man, tried to denigrate his contributions. And there was a real war going on at that time, because Du Bois considered himself one of the elite. And of course, Du Bois was light-skinned. And so we had certain issues going on of jealousy, because Marcus Garvey was bringing up a huge amount of following. So we also looked at what brought him down and who brought him. There was a gentleman named J. Edgar Hoover. He was the FBI special agent. Sadly, he was the very same person who prosecuted Martin Luther King. Now, isn't that bizarre? The same person who went after the first civil rights icon went after Martin Luther King too. So we look on the concerted effort, and some people have argued about Marcus Garvey's legacy and said it got railroaded when Marcus Garvey decided to negotiate with the Ku Klux Klan, because he felt that they were the ones that were running America. So the founders of the NAACP had some argument with him. And we know ultimately later on, charges were trumped up, and Marcus Garvey was put in jail. And when he started to get ill, they did not want him to become a martyr. So he got deported. And so that tapped down the Black pride, the rise that the UNEA movement was trying to bring into place. So as business people and small business, what can we learn from Marcus Garvey? One, we need to depend on each. We need to stop being selfish. We need to build. And so this is one of the things Marcus Garvey's movement has taught. The other thing is, whenever you begin to move in a positive step, there will always be people pulling at your coattails to try to pull you back down. And unfortunately, some of those people look the same as you. So what do? You have to rise above. You have to use excellence. You have to have a spiritual connection, because whenever you make that move to climb to the top, you're always going to get resistance. Ever seen a bicycle race, Tour de France, or any of those races? There is one person who rides out in the pack, and that person meets the most resistance, the leader of the pack. So everybody lines up behind that person until that person breaks the wind. And then that's when we can win the race, when we fall in line behind the one who's breaking the wind for us. And so if we should move up and succeed, let us not look to ourselves and say, it was all me. There are people who came before you. There are people who had to break that wind. There are people who had to build for you, because without those forerunners, we would not be where we are. In closing, the second person I wanted us to look at this African History Month is a gentleman named Vivian Thomas. Now, I had a personal connection, so to speak, with this gentleman. Vivian Thomas was a lab associate, and he was at the University Johns Hopkins School of Medicine. Now, at that time, there were babies who had heart defects, and the heart defects would cause them to turn blue babies. So the chief surgeon, they asked him if he could work out some kind of surgical intervention. Well, he turned it over to his lab assistant, who never went to medical school. He was hoping to go to medical school, but he lost all his money, never went to medical school. He was a black man, Vivian Thomas. And so he worked out the surgery. He designed the surgery. And when it was time to do the surgery, Dr. Blaylock was about to start the surgery, and he stopped. And he requested that they would bring Vivian Thomas into the operating room. And it was Vivian Thomas who directed him how to cut and how to have this surgery done. And so we have now successful surgeries being done every day on the babies of the hearts of babies, all because of Vivian Thomas. Now, the connection that I have, I was in a surgical suite in South Florida. And while in the surgical suite, I was talking of different surgeons, and I spoke about Vivian Thomas. And the surgeon turned to me and says, "Wait a second, do you know that guy?" I said, "No, I read about it." He says, "That guy taught me surgery." He says, "That guy was the most brilliant guy ever. Never went to medical school, but he was teaching surgeons surgical techniques." Look him up, Vivian Thomas. He has designed a lot of medical devices. And the sad thing was, Johns Hopkins refused to give him an MD degree, even though he was doing surgical teaching and surgical directions. They gave him a doctor of laws because they said that it would be a liability for the university, so they never gave him an MD degree. They gave him a doctorate. So these are the presentation of the two Black heroes that I see. Now, as far as business goes, do the best, be the best, settle for nothing less, and you too will be excellent in your own right. I thank you for listening. I thank you for inviting. I'll turn it back to Dr. Darrell.
Thank you, Mr. Kinney, for that awesome presentation. Thank you so much. And we also want to thank that angel that Dr. Derrick talked about that sent you to him at the last minute. Thank you so much. It was very, very, very informative. Very good. So do we have any questions or any comments from anyone that would like to say something? Any hands?
Yes. Hi, good night, everyone. I just want to say thank you for that presentation. It was very eye-opening, and I am a healthcare, I work in the field, and it's just very good to know, and it just makes me feel, proud to be Black. That even though we've been shut out of the classroom, shut out of basically, professions and stuff like that, it's still going on now, but at least not so openly done. But that just encourages me to just want to push forward and press on and just hold my head up high, knowing that even with all these bad, negative red taping and, things that hold us back, we're still able to have this rich, important piece of information to even pass on to my children, that even though sometimes you do not get the recognition that, you know, you deserve, that shouldn't stop you from, you know, going on and being your best and doing your best, because, you know, you're still going to go down in history regardless. And you're going to inspire another generation of people, because representation in every profession does matter. And that's what we want to get into the heads and the hearts of children of color and minority groups.
If I
Okay.
may add one thing, there's a book called Partners of the Heart. It's the Vivian Thomas Alfred Blaylock story. I would encourage everybody to get that book.
Partners of the Heart.
Partners
Mhm.
of the Heart.
Okay. Thank you very much. I see we have some hands, Marcina.
Yeah, thank you again, Lily, for giving me the floor. What a presentation tonight. This is so uplifting. I mean, you know, sometimes we deserve to listen to story like this and realize that nobody is going to push it for us but us. Most of the time, we think that because we have the knowledge, because we know what we are doing, somebody have to do it for us. No. Thank you so much for this great presentation. And I realize that I have to push myself, and I have to know that nobody's going to pamper me but me, and know where I'm going. And remember that the color doesn't matter in my brain, because the brain does not have a color. Thank you so much for this great presentation. Thank you.
Thank you, Marcina, for those your comments and encouraging words. Thank you so much. Lois, will you unmute yourself?
Yes, hi. I just love that presentation. It was so good. It's been an enjoyable evening. I've always followed here. You know, I grew up in Montreal and then moved to, you know, Toronto. And I've always been educating on human rights and trying to teach children and empower children and even adults. I speak to adults and even the indigenous, you know, because we've had trouble, you know, in Canada and elsewhere, right, with the indigenous, the same thing, you know. And yeah, I've always followed. I always love Black History Month because it's so good to hear all these stories and to remind people, you know, it's just a color, you know, we're a human being inside. We're all human. We're all from the same source, you know. And yeah, I thank you so much for, yeah, this great evening.
Well, thank you, Lois, for your
Sorry, my
comments.
cat.
Well, thank you so much for your comments. Thank you very much. Do we have anyone else?
Oh, well,
Yeah.
let me just.
May I ask a question, please? I'm sorry, my hand was still up and I forgot to put it down. But is it okay for me to ask a question to our guest speaker?
Yes.
Okay, just and I know somewhere our guest speaker talk about the great surgeon that have never have any recognition. Is it any way that those doctor that he have teach them also to do the surgery, did they ever think about writing something on his name or taught that in their own classroom? That's my question.
Well, in Johns Hopkins, in the halls of Johns Hopkins, among the surgery, in the surgery suite, his picture is there in the halls, and the legacy that he gave. He was not a person who rocked the boat. He was very quiet in what he did. He did a lot because by him doing a lot, you have to see that at that time, a lot of people didn't want to rock the boat for fear of harming others. He had a family to feed, and you know the times were a lot different than it was now, and even his to the credit his the lead physician Dr. Blaylock. Dr. Blaylock had gotten a position in Michigan at Michigan University, and Dr. Blaylock said, well, he wanted Vivian to be with him, and they said, well, sir, we don't take those types, so we just want you. And he said, and to Dr. Blaylock's credit, Dr. Blaylock says, look, this is a package deal. If you're not taking Vivian, I'm not coming.
Wow, that was good. Eh?
Wow, wow,
Say it backwards. Wow.
wow. That's a wow. Thank you so much. That make my evening. Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you. Anyone else? Okay. Verona.
Yes, hi.
Hi, how are you? Will you unmute?
Hi, everyone. Okay, so I have a question. I did put it in the comment, but I guess you bypassed it. I didn't realize it was there. So first of all, I want to say that I don't know if you're Dr. Kenny or you're just Mr. Kenny.
Oh, no. I only have a third grade education, but I did not stop at the third grade.
Well, listen, my father only did the sixth and my mother did the fourth, so no problem. Okay. But anyhow, I want to clarify something. You mentioned earlier, you said Marcus Garvey was not Jamaican. Did you say that?
I said that.
Okay. So my question to that is, if he's not Jamaican, why was he deported to Jamaica and become an era there?
Okay. You have to understand what I meant by saying that.
Yes.
Marcus Garvey was born in Jamaica.
Mm-hmm.
He was not a Jamaican.
Mm.
In other words, he did not consider himself Jamaican. There are many Jamaicans who were born in Jamaica, but they grew up in the United States, and they don't consider themselves Jamaican at all.
Right.
And I've met American-born folks who have gone to Ghana, and they don't consider themselves American because the way how America treated them. And they have renounced their citizenship. But Marcus Garvey considered himself a Pan-African.
Oh, okay. I didn't get that part.
He looked at himself as a worldly person for all Africanized folk. Just like many of us, we have our names changed. And so we have forgotten our heritage. So because of the name change, we have a different mindset, and we feel that, well, since we're born in Rhode Island, I'm an American. But where did you come from originally? And that's where they consider themselves, the Pan-Africans consider themselves part of the soil of Africa. So it doesn't matter where they were given birth to, their heart is in that other land.
Okay. Now you're making sense. I'm glad that you clarified that. I'm glad that
I'm hearing a passive, so I'm hoping I'm making dollars, not cents.
Yes. I got that too. And
right.
I had something else to add on to that. That was very good. That was very good. Because I always thought about that. So that was very good. I'm glad that you're on as a presenter. So next part to that is I want to throw in there, it's not a question, it's a statement I want to make regarding this Black History Month. Maybe I missed something that you said, but I don't know, but I'm going to just trickle on to this Black History Month for a quick second. Because the thing is, I don't celebrate Black History Month either. I don't celebrate it in such a way where the more we continue to say Black is the more we are not getting anywhere, right? We're going to continue to put Black History Month, and everything Black, Black, Black. So when we continue to say Black and white, we are not building unity. We're really not building unity, because just as soon as you say Black, there's something going to resonate inside of the other person. So when we eliminate using this Black in front of any one of us, I'm a woman. I'm not a Black woman. I'm a woman. I'm a spirit being. When you start saying these things, it will make a big, big difference in the world. The world cannot be any better because we continue to use the same enslavement word. We continue to use derogative words. And no matter how much we try to say not using black, the minute you say black, mark my word, it triggers something inside of somebody else, even us. I'm just trying to make a point here.
Well, you know, it lends to the idea of the perpetual brainwashing of
Mhm,
less than. And so
mhm,
when we identify with, you know, with one or another particular race, that stereotype follows us around, kind
mhm,
of like if a skunk would rub upon your leg.
mhm,
But if we have a different mindset of it,
mhm,
and we no longer hold our heads down, because remember, we have a perpetual brainwashing
mhm,
that you can't eyeball somebody else. You have to look down. You have to take less than.
mhm,
You can't come to the table. Right now, they're suing the NFL, saying that, look, this has been a plantation system, and
mhm.
so we have all these issues.
Right.
What happens to the minds, the younger minds?
Yes.
And that's what we have to free.
Yeah. Mental slavery. Yeah.
Emancipate yourself from mental slavery. None but ourselves can
Absolutely.
free our minds.
So it start with us individually before we can become collectively.
Wonderful. Okay. Now, personally speaking, I am a movie person. I just love movies. I search for good movie, and that's why I don't watch TV. I don't watch just any program that just comes on the television. I search for my programs because I have certain platform that I'm able to, get and acquire. So anyway, this the person who that you were speaking of earlier, Ella Kenny, this is the movie that is actually relating to those two persons, Vivian Thomas, and that was the man who was actually hired as a janitor originally, and Alfred Baylock was a doctor, the medical doctor who said that it's a package deal, as you mentioned it. But this is a movie, something the Lord made. This is the movie relating to that scenario, or to that true incident of those two persons in that history of time. This movie was released in 2004, something like that. And Ben Affleck and some other good movie star played in that movie. I think Gabriel Union also played in that movie, if I remember.
You know, I know the of the movie, but I highly recommend the book. I think the book gives a different perspective that the movie couldn't give. The movie is good. It's a good movie. I'm not gonna say, but the book, the book is excellent. The book is a book that you should give, especially your young boys, because it 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 goes through a lot of things, and it shows a lot of things of the time. Uh, and yes, the movie is good, and I think Mosca did a good job.
Okay. Well, book or movie, you have a choice. Go ahead, back, Lillie.
I see we have another hand, Mary Wilson. Will you unmute?
Yes, I've unmuted myself. Good
Oh,
evening.
please.
I just want to add to what the other lady was saying, that when we mention the word black, it resonates things to other people. I have always said that, like when you go to apply for a job, they will say, "Are you black? Are you Asian American? You are this. Why don't they just make a paper that you apply? They don't put all those races there. Are you origin from this? That one will stop the whole thing. That I've always said that the application they should not put race. Are you Asian American? Are you black? Are you dark? Are you all those things? That was what I've been thinking for some time now too. And so not only me, many people have been thinking about that. That's just what I want to say.
Can I address that?
Absolutely.
There's one solution for that. Some say it's a passive. I
ONPASSIVE.
say unpassive. Sorry. I say it's building your own. I don't want you telling me that I'm not qualified for the job. I want to be the one to hire you. I don't want to be the one to be begging you for something. I want you to be requesting off me. I should be in the seat. And that's what I need to think about. I don't need to go apply for a job. I need to be a job maker. You see, when we talk about Africanized people and the contribution, a lot of the things we see out in the world that are being used, machinery, it was done by Africanized people. But many of these inventions, because they were owned, the people who control the ownership says, well, we're going to produce this. There was a black man that built a cotton gin. What's his name? Elijah McCoy. He built a machinery, and that machine was so good that people were saying, "Is this the real McCoy?" And so, if we realized how much we contributed, if we realized how many things that we've done, our heads wouldn't be bowed low. Our heads would be looking up. Our backs wouldn't be slouched. We would stand straight because we have a rich heritage. I'll yield to the presenter, chairman.
Thank you. Miss Wilson, do you have anything else? Any other comments?
No, that's just what I said, and he has answered that ONPASSIVE, we create our own business. We don't allow people to hire us.
Okay, all right. Thank you so much. And I see we have Mr. Gustavo. Gustavo.
Hi.
How you doing?
Everybody, be blessed, all of you.
Hola.
Nice to hear you. Hola. ¿Cómo están?
Muy bien. Gracias.
Wow. Great. Good accent. Perfecto. Hey, be blessing all of you. I want to share about these blessing words that I heard and wisdom from our William was, sorry. Yes, correct. I want to share why I'm ONPASSIVE. And I have the opportunity to know the first time about one very good friend in Germany from República Dominicana. And we have a special love each other as good friends. And he thought in me, so he says, look this. So I saw it and I started to research a little and more deeply and quite very deeply. And I say, I like it. And I start to pray to the Lord. I say, Lord, if this is yours, if I understood what I saw, so let me know. And pass through some months. And then he told me, here I am. In other words, I am the boss. That means let's choose our blessing and wisdom and our really light of the Lord is Ash, because he chose him and start his plan. And when I saw him, the first time I was, I registered and I became a founder. So I have the opportunity to see him and say, Father, let me know in your spirit if this is the person that you choose to bless the world. because I heard something that was wake up me when the Lord just let me know and clear understanding the vision of ONPASSIVE. If we share that, the Lord do the other things. And it's this, remember, that was the first time that I heard Ash and told the visions of ONPASSIVE to reduce the poverty of the world. That is the great vision of ONPASSIVE. When I heard that, I said, thank you, Lord. I know that this is yours. I follow you, and I want to be part to bless the world. When we have that clear, this is a very important tool to understand when we share that. I always, my team said, I want to share because I know that I will go to be blessed. So I want that you are blessed. If you want, just look at, ask me, and I explain to you, and you start to pray. And all the people, I spoke a lot of people, and all the people that come and say, I want, so is that the team that the Lord wants that I have, and start to share how important it is for the blessing of the world. That is our mission. So we understand in the spirit that, so we're going to be very easy to spread blessing to the world. To explain how many employments will go to build up the Lord with through ONPASSIVE. So millions of employments, blessings to the family, time for the family, and not to that the enemy robbed the time, precious time that the Lord give us to be with the families, to bless the people. And that is the point. It's a great vision. And we have to pray for ONPASSIVE. We have to pray for all the family in the world of ONPASSIVE. And we have to special to pray that the Lord protect a lot and give wisdom to Ash. Is the man he chose. He's our brother that choose to bless the world. Amen. And we have to understand. And that is what I want to share. And I love you, everybody. Big greetings from Colombia.
Thank you.
Hasta luego.
Yeah.
We love you back.
Yeah, thank you very much. Thank you for the
It's my
comment.
pleasure. I'm very happy to see you again. Sorry that I couldn't stay with you, well, be with you in the last times, but I'm very happy and very blessed. Thank you.
Thank you. We're happy to have you back and looking forward to you coming again. Okay, I see my senior, you have your hand up again.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you for giving me the floor. And I just want to I don't know if it's not a question, it's just a little contribution about what our guest speaker said. You know, the problem that we have, we Black, I'm going to say it because I am an African, we do not support each other. Our greatest enemy is us. So we have to change that in our mindset first, because the same job application that we can go there and get hired, and the person that is hiring is your Black sister or your Black brother, that will be the person that will push you back. That will be the person that will not support you, even on your business. I'm taking a great example of me. I used to have great business that I opened, and I hire people that they were working. I did not know anything about this business, but as an entrepreneur, I have a beauty and the quality of what I was doing. But the people that they were qualified in this field was mostly some Black people that they never accepted to work with me. Even though they accepted the work, they don't show off. So the other color people were the one working. So at that point, where is the support among us? So before we try to say that the color is a problem, we have to change first and foremost our own mindset. Because for me, I believe that the color did not have nothing to do, because all of us, we have the blood that is draining, and no blood have never been Black. All the blood is always red. So that's the way I see it, the mindset. And we are the one that in ONPASSIVE, we, the founder. If all of us, 1 million and plus that we are, imagine that all of us have a great mindset and we change everything from our mindset, we can turn this world around and nobody will never say that again. But we have to be the one started because we are the chosen one. Thank you so much.
Thank you for your comments. Gustavio?
Yes, I want to add what I heard about, if you're speaking about also about, let's say, race difference or whatever. We have to understand that for the Lord and for anybody who really love, it's no difference. We are the creation of the Lord. So if we understand that, it's because the Lord wanted that through ONPASSIVE, we please each other. I don't know if Dr. Derek can bless me, or I don't know if you can bless me, or Lillie, or whatever. The Lord is bringing us together to be blessed together. So color, religion, whatever, we have to have wisdom. Remember that all what the Lord wants to bless, remember that the enemy is exactly at the right side, left side, to try to destroy it and to try to bring in our minds a lot of things. If we permitted him, then we are out. We are over. We are miss it the way that the Lord went through ONPASSIVE. So we have to understand that through the pray and through the clear that we are right now as founders to bless, to work, to have benefit. He wants to bless us in the finance, in contacts, in love, and the world also. So that is the point that remember that the enemy wants to bring us in our minds that is to say, why we have to separate each other? No, we are the same family. ONPASSIVE is a family. All the time we know that we are the family. So we have to share with the world. I am so happy to have friends and brothers and possible future partners in Africa, in Asia, in every part of the world. When we will go to have this opportunity, that is a real blessing. I am so blessed to know you. That is for me enough. I have friends there. I know that if you want to come to Germany or to Colombia or to whatever, and I have a country, say, hey, I call my friends that you have your home and to be blessed. Or I don't know if your company can help me to my work or my company. That is ONPASSIVE. So no ears to listen to something that is not from the Lord. Because if this mind is because whatever, so this sister that said, well, I have not opportunity to work with the Muslims if I understood that. So is that the reason that possible you are here, or possible is in a way that you go again to bless the Muslim? He says, yes, you can be Muslim, but I am Lillie or whatever, and I want to share with you because I want that you be blessed. So then this is our mission. The Lord move in his right good plan. So we have to be with very good ears from the Spirit that he speak, how we have to move to bless the world. That is what we have to do. And no, nothing about, because if you are the color, the yellow, and the blue, and the white, and the black, whatever, that doesn't matter for the Lord. And that has nothing to do with ONPASSIVE. Who has that problem? So we have to bless that. I said, doesn't matter who are you. If you want to be blessed, come here and welcome. That is our mission. That is where the Lord wants that we go with ONPASSIVE.
All right, thank you again for your comments. And Amadine, I see your hand is up.
So I just want to piggyback off of what others have been saying ahead of me. Yeah, I believe that money is the great equalizer, and we're gonna have enough of it with ONPASSIVE for ourselves and to share with our communities and our nations. I believe that's going to take a lot of the barriers that we have, a lot of the walls. They're going to be coming down. We're going to become the citizens of the world. And I believe that the world is also going to become this kind of brown color. At some point, there's going to be no black, no white. It's just going to be mixed. Everybody's going to have a little, because even like they say one drop of black blood and you're black, you're considered black here in United States. That doesn't make sense. If you look mostly white, you're white. As far as we're concerned, I'm a Haitian, so I look at it that way. Right? If you look more white than black, you're white. If you look more black than white, but here in the USA, they say one drop of blood, you put yourself down as black. So that's no good. So I kind of like the fresh view that Hartley brought into the game tonight. And I just want to add my view, and I want to, combine the views of Gustavo, who's talking about love and unity. And I just think we're in a good place at a good time. And I'm seeing signs from, now that I'm in a positive environment, I'm finding there's more signs of others, wanting to chip in to make the world a better place. And so I'm thankful, and I'm hopeful, and I'm looking forward to what's to come.
Chairman Lane, may I just
Yes.
say one thing?
Yes.
I am reassured by the scripture which says, the earth is the Lord's and the fullness thereof. That means you can't lock me out of any doors. You can't lock me out of any house. If you put me out in the rain, I'm going to rise back up, because the earth is the Lord's and everything in it belongs to him. And when I believe that, even if I'm under a tree, I know that I'm in good hands, not with Allstate, but with the Almighty.
Thank
Wonderful,
you.
wonderful,
Thank you.
wonderful.
Thank you. Thank you so
If
much.
I just may, Miss Lillie, the hostess, if I could just say a few words now.
Yes, sir.
This is a wonderful discussion after such a wonderful, awesome presentation by my good friend. And remember, I said he's a superb real estate agent here in Florida, reside in Central Florida. And, if you really want to move from that shoveling of snow, that will be the best person to contact. So, get with me if you so desire. But the whole Black History Month that Amandine and myself with Lillie put together, this is what we wanted, for persons to have their input, especially as a part of ONPASSIVE, where ONPASSIVE for all of us is the one denomination. ONPASSIVE doesn't matter if you're black, white, pink, or polka dot. It doesn't really matter, because money doesn't matter if you're black, white, pink, or polka dot.
Yes, that is it.
Is the same greens in your jeans. So, it doesn't matter. And so we want to, for us to come together to move forward, because that's the only way people, as a people, we can move forward, is when we come together in love. Love is the dominating factor of any people. No matter where we are, who we are, what we are, love is the dominating factor. And love only comes from God, because God is love. So that's the only place love will come from. So if all of us love each other, whether you believe you originally come from a monkey, that is your belief, no problem. If you believe that you come from the loving hands of God, your belief, that's very good, no problem. But let us come together in the love, in that one love, one life. Let's get together. Let's get together. Let's come together so we can help each other out of this status, this downward spiral that the whole world is under. When COVID hit, it didn't matter whether you're black or white. When COVID hit, COVID hit. when poverty hit. Doesn't matter if you're black or white. When sickness hit, sickness hit. When homelessness hit, homelessness hit. Doesn't matter what color you want to think you are. You're homeless out on the street, you're homeless out on the street. So let us put aside those things. And I hope that that is what we are getting out of this month, that no matter what it is, let us put that aside. Because watch this now. Watch this. If you believe that just like Microsoft in 1975 with Bill Gates, and you see where Microsoft is today, just like Apple started in 1976, look where Apple is today. Look at Amazon, and look where Amazon is today with Jeff Bezos. All of these persons, all of these companies, all of these giant companies, only a handful of founders, only a handful of founders, which means that position was just for the elite of people in our society. So even for the fact that you are a founder of a company, even of that fact, already your status is different. Yes, we know that we're looking for the money, we're looking for the greens in the jeans, but really and truly, just for that fact that you are a founder of a company, it speaks volume. It speaks volume. Let us use that mindset, because as everyone is saying, the mindset, Rich Dad, Poor Dad, Robert Kiyosaki, very good book. And Cash Flow Quadrant, very good book. Come out of the job mindset and get into a founder's mindset, where it is a different mindset, so that when we come together properly, that we can now help ourselves, help our family, help society to bring us out of this deprivation, this bad humanity that we are experiencing, passing people sleeping on the street, sleeping on the bench, the park benches. Let us now work together to not just lift up black or white or pink or polka dot, but to lift humanity out of the deprived state that all of us are in. Let us do that in love. Thank you very much, Miss Lillie.
You're welcome. And I see two more hands up.
Chairman, can I just do just one point?
Oh, okay.
And then
Okay.
I want us to realize that at this time, let us learn to celebrate each other's heritage. Let us be tolerant of that. If some German Americans want to come in and do Bruce Fest or whatever, I should be welcome to join that. If an Italian American wants to do linguine and celebrate the joys of Italy, I should be able to do that. And if an African wants to celebrate the joys of his African heritage, I should be able to do that. And if an African American wants to celebrate there, I should be able to join into that. And it doesn't matter which one, because the last time I looked at some roses and flowers in the garden, God gave me all kind of different colors, and that's what made a bouquet beautiful. All these colors. So let us not say, I don't want to hear about Italians. I don't want to hear about Puerto Ricans. I don't want to hear about African Americans.
Or Colombianas.
Or
That is
Colombians.
not bad.
I want to hear about everybody because it's a beautiful bouquet of people. So let us learn of each other. Let us celebrate each other. And let us explore. What is it about you, Sister Lillie, that makes you marvelous? What is it about you, Gustavo, that makes you marvelous? And we should be able to be tolerant of each other. And that's what we're lacking.
Thank you. Thank you so much. Okay, at this time, friend, will you unmute and share with us what you like?
Is that me, Lillie, Francesca?
Yes, that's you,
Yes.
Francesca.
Okay,
That's
hello.
you.
Oh, such beautiful words from everybody. I'm just
Mhm.
really delighted to be here and be a part of this beautiful presentation, and so much love and joy and spirit. And we're all one, and we're all God's children. And I'm from Toronto, and I'm really grateful to my friend Lois, who spoke earlier, who introduced me to ONPASSIVE. And what a gift it is, as we all know, for each of and all of us. And I'll just share really quickly. There's a wonderful man from the Canadian Arctic. You may know we have a territory called Nunavut. Well, maybe you don't know that. Nunavut, Canada, is our Arctic territory. And years ago, I had the great pleasure of working with the first premier of Nunavut, which didn't become a territory until the late 90s. I think it was 1999. And at any rate, I was involved with a diamond mine that was being put forward up there. I had a small involvement with it. And I had met this wonderful new premier, Paul Eucalypt, and he had been a young man who had gone to the residential school, and he became an alcoholic. And he was helped through various people that he's eternally grateful for, that brought him out of the darkness, and he overcame it. And he became a lawyer and got on the path to becoming this premier. And his journey was extraordinary. And recently I thought, we should bring ONPASSIVE to the people of Nunavut. And Lois and I were doing some research today. And of course, in the Arctic, like right now today, they probably only get 2 hours of sunshine every day with these dark days of winter. When you're on the close to the equator, Hartley and the people living in the Caribbean, you can't even imagine the fact of having only 2 hours of sunlight in the day. And of course, they have rampant alcoholism and problems with suicide. And of course, all their food has to be flown in by little otter airplanes, and they charge an arm and a leg. I mean, I think it's like $7 for a quart of milk. And these are poor people. I mean, we can't even imagine what they're going through. So to make a long story short, when Lois and I were looking it up today, and I looked up Paul, because this was years ago, I had worked with him in the early 2000s, and he had gone on to do his term. He was there for about 8 years. And then he recently became a cabinet minister. And the news story was written on the Wikipedia that he resigned his post because they had put in a liquor store in his area of Iqaluit. And he had fought ferociously to get that taken out because, of course, this is what people cling to when they're in these dark living environments. And they were pushing it through, and he was an honorable man and stood up for his principles and said, well, since you're going ahead with this, I cannot be a part of this cabinet and I'm resigning my post. And I thought, wow, what a great man. And he now works volunteering at the food bank. I mean, he's like our dear Ash Mufera, a kind man with a big heart. And he has started many social initiatives in Nunavut, including work with wildlife, suicide prevention, and alcoholism prevention, and health and justice. I mean, he's just a true blue guy. Anyway, having said all that, I just thought I would share that I did make contact with someone today, and I sent them a wonderful webinar that it's in Red Redfern in the back office, the one with the Australians, with Marty DeGarmo and Marina Favet from Johannesburg. It's a fantastic webinar. It's an hour and a half, so it's a bit long, but you know, they all share. And why I sent that one is one of the people sharing, whose name escapes me, not one of our main leaders, but someone I hadn't really seen before. He shared about alcoholism and people whose lives become destructive and they get so in the grip they can't get out. And he was sharing about how he wants to help people that he knows who are in poverty because of this, and he's going to turn them around. So anyway, I just thought I'd share that, and we're all on the same wavelength here, helping each other with love and good faith in God. And I'm just honored to be here with you all tonight. It's just a joy. Thank you so much, and God bless.
Yeah, thank you for coming. Thank you so much, and thank you for your comments. And I think that Gustavio, you have something else you
It's
want
the
to
third
share?
time. Yeah, we cannot forget and the wisdom words that Ash told some months ago, let's say 8 months. He said something that I love it. And he said, as the word of the Lord says also, don't be aware about what is money. It's all included. Will be blessed, everybody. So if we have viewed that is why we are in ONPASSIVE, because we're going to be in a global family, and it's an immense start. This is the structure. Remember that the word of the Lord says also, if you want to build in a building, you have to, it's the pen of the building, if fall down or stays, is because the base, right? And if we don't construct the good, blessed base that is already done, what we have to do, as I says, so you have to choose what is poverty. Poverty is a lie. It's not from the Lord. You are here is to be blessed. And we have to share that afterwards when we are online. That is what we have to go to the entrepreneurs, the little ones who want to start something. And that is the tool that you want to be blessed. So take it. Because you have, if you want to be blessed, you have to take it. So you have to buy the license. That is why, but if we put in our minds and our heart, that is just what will go to be my commission, then possible we are a little loose. It's not about not thinking, because of course the Lord want to bless us also in the financial world. But if our minds and our heart and our love, we don't have to mix what is money. It is if I will go to bless that started or founder of any little entrepreneur, and ONPASSIVE will go to bless him because he will go to grow very quickly, then if we have exactly in our heart what we want to do, then without any thinkings, ONPASSIVE will go to bless us. And as more as we will go to be active, I have two ways to choose as ONPASSIVE is. Or you stay passive or you become active. Active is the start of our job to bless everybody. That is our start. The structure, the base of this building is done. It's as extra that is grow this important base. Look this, if we have to understand what you have, what is this bless? I have never met a company, any multinational company, mediums and big ones, never. That was done as ONPASSIVE did. Look this, when we will go to be in lunch, ONPASSIVE is the first company that as I met, yeah, that has no debts, has, as I understood, all these 100, 120, whatever there. So that means they have a capital that is immense big to start, liquidity that will go to invest in publicity, in all what will go to be known to the globe. Plus, before we go to lunch, have already 1,200,000, possibly, I don't know right now how much, customers. Any company, never, as I know in this world, in the history, that start in that way.
Never.
We
Never
have
happened before.
never. So that's look what the Lord did it and how Ash followed the Lord. It's the first company that we have 100 customers. That is the good of big value. You can imagine how 1,200,000 people is prayed to be and to understand this. Everybody's active to bless and to win and to bring and to become blessing. So what is poverty? You decide if you stay passive or you stay active. So it's your decision. This is your responsibility. You understand what is the vision of ONPASSIVE. If you understand, it doesn't matter, the money will go to be there to be blessed, because he says clear that if you don't worry, with your incomes that I will go to return to you to bless, you can pay and to be active. If you can, do it immediately, because immediately you will start to become blessing. So you decide if you are a poor person or you want to a little bless or you want to be blessed. It's your decision. It's our decision. But important is not what is our decision, it's what the Lord wants. If we understand, and it's just few times, a lot of times, in the wonders of world when it was with Susie, with Julia, and every wonderful people in North America, and here, it's just well known that if we become active, you immediately start to become and to be more blessed. So you decide if you stay a little poor more, or a little more money, or a little more whatever you want in your mission of this life, because it's quite short, but we will to be. So if we believe what is the ONPASSIVE plan of blessing together in unity, without any colors, in any religion, this is our love to bless, or we go to bless people that are blessed. No, we want to bless the people that are not blessed. That is ONPASSIVE.
Wonderful, wonderful.
That was really, really good. And we want to also thank those of you who have made contributions, your statements, the communication that exists between the group. We really appreciate that. I am so excited, the fact that I am a part of this movement. And that's what I refer to it as, a movement. And I'm glad to be a part of this. Amadine, I want to thank you and Dr. Derek for putting such awesome program together. And what you all have done now, you set the bar. So we're not going to expect anything any less from hereafter. It was all of our programs have been good. For those who have been attended, they have been good. But I think tonight we got more into action tonight based on what we have submitted. And one of the things I appreciate the fact that we didn't overload the program so that people had an opportunity to express several times their desires. So we appreciate you all doing that. And if there is no further, I think we're ready to, because we got the third part of the program that many people come, and also to relax after we hear these things, and to have a little fun with our friends. So if there's nothing else, what we would like to do at this time, Dr. Derek, do you have any last? Who? Lord Rose?
Hand up.
Oh, okay. All right.
Give you a million thanks, Lillie, for the awesome job you're doing.
Oh. You all stop me to say that.
Oh, you really do it well. We appreciate you.
I appreciate being a part of the group. I really do. I look forward. I learn something every Sunday, Tuesday, and Thursday from this platform. I look forward to it. One day I'm gonna be like like Amadine and Dr. Derek and Rose and Lois and everybody that you just get up and just talk spontaneous, you know. So anyway, is that it? Are we ready to move into the next phase? Close this one.
Party, the after party.
Okay,
He's coming. Woo, 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 woo. He's coming.
Yeah, let's party. Woo, it's a fun part now.
What we're gonna do right now that's right. Thank you,
It's
Dr. Derek.
started.
Dr. Derek is playing. We are ONPASSIVE.